What's up, comic fam, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and I've got a fun show planned for tonight for this episode of At Week's End. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, or if you're new to the channel, be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when new content drops. I am about halfway through my entry time period here for the 300 subscriber giveaway, and I've got some really cool stuff I'm giving away. If you want to enter that, it's really simple. Just go back in on my channel and find the 300 subscriber giveaway video. The prizes are in there, and the very simple directions to enter that are in there, and that all be given away this coming Wednesday evening sometime. So yeah, go ahead and do that if you haven't already. And we do have a good friend here with me tonight. We've got Kid Drano Prince. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, man? What's everyone in the chat watching?
Oh, yeah. Let's say hey to a couple people real quick. Got Lucretius, 1971, a previous contest winner. Got Jason from Southern Comic Geek. What's going on, Jason?
What's up, man?
Got Bart all the way from Belgium. Good night, bro. 6 hour over there in the future. Yeah. So how's your week with comics been? Has it been good to you?
Yeah, it's been good. I read 3 books this week. I read Crossover, I read Thor, and I read Firepower. And I liked all 3 books. It was cool.
Well, that's awesome because I have all 3 of those myself.
Oh, well.
And I've read 2 out of the 3 of them.
Which ones are those?
You know, I read Firepower and Crossover.
Okay.
Dude, we should definitely talk those books while we're here tonight. And the only reason I haven't read Thor yet, because you see my videos and you watch my pull list videos, so you know how it looks, you know.
You have a whole palette full of DC books, man.
But some of it's not DC. Like this isn't like you peel the top off. That's not DC. But it does take me a little time to get through them. And I did pick up this week's Thor. I go on Fridays to get all my Wednesday books. And I saw this Daniel Warren Johnson cover. I've always been a huge fan of the Alien franchise. I've got all the Dark Horse stuff. Yeah, I got all the Dark Horse stuff for Aliens and Predator and a lot of the Terminator stuff. You know, growing up, that was the shared universe stuff, you know, like the Alien and Predator. And it crossed over in the books way before they did it in the movies. So I've always read those comics. And I like these covers. I wasn't going to go down the rabbit hole, but when I saw the Daniel Warren Johnson one, you know, the same guy who's about to be doing the Beta Ray Bill series, he did Wonder Woman, Dead Earth. I love his style. I had to have it. So I am going to read it. I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, that Venom one is pretty sick too.
Venom was gorgeous. That one's the one that I looked for it when I was there. I wasn't going to lie. And then another gentleman came in and had his pool box in his hand and walked over to the shelf and was trading covers out. And I saw that. So I walk over there with the baby in my arms. I'm just watching to see if he puts the Venom one back, and he didn't. I was sad. I was going to get it.
I know. I went to my shops late this week. One of the shops was closed. He was on vacation, so he said come on Thursday. So I went to both shops on Thursday and didn't have anything left.
They went fast. So I'm lucky. I have 2 local comic shops, and one of them orders really, really light. I mean, really light. And I think his goal is to have no back issues. He has tons and tons of back issues. Don't get me wrong. He has a very organized, huge back issue section and tons of stuff in storage. But when it comes to new release stuff, you know, he's really, I mean, he's really good with his ordering where, you know, there'll be some stuff left, but anything that's semi-warm, it's gone. Mm-hmm. But my LCS, he tends to have more when I get there. And yeah, but those Alien covers flew off the shelf.
Yeah, one shop I like the nice one I go to, I think Flash goes there as well. He's like the same way you were talking about, like with his current orders. He doesn't have like a lot of like extras on his back issues and stuff. But the other one in the same town, he just orders like a shit ton, like a lot of books. And so like I know I can go there when something doesn't, you know, I don't get something else from the other shop.
Yeah. What's up from Canada? How are you today? What's going on, Matt?
What's up, man?
We got people from Belgium, from Canada, New Mexico. And I did get some of those. It was the third print for Mighty Morphin #1.
That's
That's the
awesome.
one with Zordon on there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, really cool cover. Now, all of those white backgrounds, almost like the designer variant styles, I got the second print for Mighty Morphin, and that is not Zordon. That's that other dude who's about to be a rabble rouser.
Who would lead the Omega Rangers?
Yeah, this is the dude with the scar on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's pretty. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
and the one with the Imperial, my LCS owner messaged me today, and the one with the Imperial on it, the white background one, that'll be in my box when I get there next week. I'm excited about that.
Those white backgrounds are super clean, man. They're just, man.
Except the color rub that seems to be on all of them, but I'm not mad at it. They're for me.
Yeah, right.
But it was a really cool week. It was a big week for comics for me because DC started their new initiative with the Future State, and it surprisingly like rolled out strong, like really strong. What's going on, Tyler?
What's up, man? No more burning more books, man.
Yeah, dude, that was such a great video though, man. Lee is awesome. Like he had they were trying to look all newsy, and he had his belt around like a tie.
Yeah,
I don't know if
noticed
everyone
that.
about Whack Comics, but Shattered Glass Comics Review right there is a part of Whack Comics on YouTube, and they pump out some hilarious, fun, and informative content. If you need to know how to make window bags for your for all your signing event needs, go check out their channel. They just dropped they dropped a great video on that, as well as some fire on The Last Ronin.
Yeah, some fire.
Some straight fire. They killed it, man. I love their content. It's hilarious. Lee's a nut.
Yeah, it was very entertaining. So yeah, go check them out, guys.
Were you watching Panda's hangout tonight? He had Jim Mint on with him and Austin.
No, I didn't get to watch that, man. I was chilling with the family.
Tyler was in the comments talking to Lee and was telling him that he needs to do a video where he puts a comic in a kangaroo's pouch. And Lee's like, "Do you even know how animals work in Australia?" He's like, "I don't know how you work in Australia." It was the funniest comment thread ever. It was hilarious.
Well,
but yeah,
sure,
there's some
kangaroos are pretty dangerous too, so you better watch out.
Jump up on their tail and kick you in the face.
Right.
But yeah, these Future State books came out and surprised the heck out of me. I was going in with very low expectations just because of, I just didn't want to get burned. But after kind of going through that DC State preview and seeing what they were all about and seeing how DC wasn't just rewriting all of their characters, Bruce Wayne's still there, Diana's still there, Clark is still there, Jonathan's still there, but there's tons of new characters as well. So you're not just getting slapped in the face with any kind of reset. I was more excited about it. And then seeing how all the books take place in different time eras. Like there'll be little clusters of stories, like Harley and the next Batman and a couple other Bat titles take place in one year, and Swamp Thing takes place in a different year, and the Flash story takes place like 2 years later than the Batman stuff. So it kind of freed up the stories from being on like this weird, hard one timeline inside a Future State. I got more excited about it. And then when I read them, it's like Ryan New Guy said, there wasn't a bad story in the bunch. Not all of them are going to speak to me. I'm not as excited for all the characters, but they were all well written, and the art in them were all fantastic. It might not all be my personal preference, but they were above average books.
Well, man, you, Steve, Ryan, like that video you guys did was awesome, man. It was great production. Like it was very informative. Like I don't read DC books as much. I read some, and I was wanting to read some Future State books, but still on the fence, But that video like made me want to read some more because like you guys were just pretty cool. You guys know what you're talking about, and
my friend,
I'm excited too, man.
Yeah, my friend that I was on the phone with when we first hopped on, he called me because he just watched that video, and he doesn't read comics. He likes Harley Quinn and a couple characters here and there, but he called me to tell me he was wanting to go pick up the Wonder Woman book. Yeah. So he said that he said the same thing. It was really informative and it was well put together. Steve absolutely crushed the editing in that video. Yep. It was it was fantastic. I don't know how he times stuff like that. Like I haven't edited my first video yet. I just do everything one take. I one take that whole video and just send it to him.
I wish I could do that, man. I can't one take anything. It'll just be everywhere.
Yeah. That's
too
how
scary.
I felt about it. That was the first time I tried to like put together any kind of pointed stuff as well, to make sure like I didn't want, because I was having to send him something, I didn't want it to be all over the place. So I wrote down some pointed notes and everything. And that's why I kept looking off to the side. But I felt really good about it. I think I just hope that people give Future State a chance. I hope people, like you said, that see that and kind of get a better idea of what it is, and it might appeal to them. If not, they just wing it, go out there and just try it, because it's surprisingly decent, and it's a really cool elements in there that I think would be wasted if people didn't check it out.
Yeah, sure. I know the second shop I was telling you about was closed. Like he's a pretty cool guy. But like he was like not dragging Future State, but he was just like wasn't optimistic for it at all, and he was just like, "It is what it is." I was asking him like, "What do you think?" Like, because he's that's his store, and he was like, "I'm not my cup of tea, but we'll see." And
Yeah.
it's cool to hear like something different than that, and obviously like from you guys, it sounded pretty cool. It sounded like a
Now
good read as well.
I'm definitely already like a primary DC guy to begin with, and going on Austin.
So
So
Austin,
I feel like that people might take me as a biased opinion, but Ryan isn't. Ryan is not. He's a indie reader. You know what I mean? And like he's got like this extra layer of knowledge when it comes to like writing. He's like a behind the scenes kind of guy, and he was impressed with him. And again, I think a lot of my excitement might just be from the shock that it just wasn't hot garbage. So I'm going to see how it goes rolling into next week, but I'm absolutely excited because next week is all fresh titles again. We got Green Lantern, we have the Dark Detective, which I'm super pumped about. I did a video on them already. I already forgot what's coming out. But there's the new Teen Titans book is coming out with Red X, who was in the show for so long. Dude, that should be awesome.
yeah, that one's
The
pretty
new
cool.
Justice League. There's some decent writers on a lot of this. I think that Ram V, the guy who did Swamp Thing, he did Swamp Thing so well. Like there's elements to his writing that were reminiscent of how Alan Moore wrote Swamp Thing, with like the internal dialogue and everything. And it was just really cool. Each book had its own tone, its own feel. I
And I
enjoyed
didn't
it.
know that some of the storylines took place in different timelines. I just thought it was just
Yeah.
like all straightforward.
Nope. See,
That's cool.
that's even Justice League that has the Tim Fox Batman, the Yara Flor Wonder Woman, that doesn't even take place at the same time as the next Batman book or the Wonder Woman book. Those are all three taking place in different years.
Okay.
So they're not restricted to each other, but a lot of the Superman titles will take place in the same years, like you have the Kara Zor-El title, the Imperious Lex title, there's a Superman Worlds of War title. So you have little clusters. Like Flash, no other book takes place on the same year as the Flash book. Shazam, same way. Black Adam, the one shot they're doing, I think, is the same way. There's all kinds of good stuff.
Well, that's a cool way to like not like relaunch it, but to start something I guess anew without having like it being I guess tied together. So I like the sound of it.
And again, it's not. This isn't a relaunch at all per se. And if you read Death Metal, you would see that from the events of that, Wonder Woman has temporarily been escalated to a god level because of the events of that. So I think that she's going to be like the guiding thread through Future State, because that's how it ended with Death Metal. And we get to Future State, which is just a possible future, just from the events of this new structured DC Omniverse, where everything in the history of DC is canon now. Everything that's ever happened is 100% canon. It just happened in different places and different times. So you have Wonder Woman that's above all of that, and this is a potential future from that Omniverse. But we're going to come out of Future State in 2 months to the fallout from Death Metal. You'll have it's going to be called the Infinite Frontier. Is going to be the initiative behind it. How you have Future State at the top of every trade dress. The trade dresses will be called Infinite Frontier, and you'll kind of see the new structure from that. And I think Wonder Woman in her current state is going to be what kind of from it inside the book thread kind of draws it from one to the other, because her title in Future State is literally called The Immortal Wonder Woman, and the timeline, the year it takes place, is the literal end of time. So her book is probably going to be some really cool cosmic stuff, which I'm really excited about.
That sounds cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I'm really excited for it. I always love when DC does the cosmic stuff and you start getting into the fourth world stuff or the source wall stuff, and just the hands of creation. Like we actually saw them for once, and that goes back way back in comics. Swamp Thing was really good. Ron V that wrote it, he's on to something. I watched a interview with him for a few minutes yesterday, and he was talking about how it's kind of difficult to write characters that you're a fan of because you have to leave all of that out when you write them, or you're kind of just going to be writing the same stories that you enjoyed as a kid over and over. And he did a great job with it. I'm excited for the other books that he's on. So let's talk a little bit about crossover, because you said you picked that one up, you read that. I did as well.
Okay.
I've heard mixed reviews from YouTube, like just other people's channels and stuff that I saw. Some people enjoyed it. Some people were a little let down by it.
I enjoyed it, man. I liked it. It was like from like the first, so like the other first three, I would say issue 2 is probably my favorite one so far. But like I did enjoy issue 3. Like I liked it a lot. Like I really like Ellie now. Like she's like a character I'm like kind of behind. Like she's getting like more of her backstory. What was revealed in here was pretty cool too. Like basically how the bubble was formed. Like I thought that was pretty sick.
Oh yeah,
that,
yeah.
That was like the moments before. Like they say how she escaped with her family or from her family. And yeah, I like I think John is his name, the religious boy.
Yeah.
His dad. I want to see more of that.
Orion. It's Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's short for Orion.
Okay, yeah.
I want to see more. I remember that because again, fourth world characters here. It's easy for me to remember on that one. Did you catch the big? I mean, obviously the Watchmen reference right in that first page with the big squid dropped on the city, and how the narrator was talking about you might recognize this from a famous comic or even a movie or a TV show, even.
No, I did not catch that.
Yeah, that's the reference to the Watchmen there. I thought that was really cool when it was showing you the terror that was going on that forced or didn't force, but and the moment he put the force field up, which that was really cool. So we're getting a little bit of backstory, because I thought it was cool that they started it after the event occurred. The crossover occurred and it had been there for a while. So I like that we're getting some backstory on the events of it happening.
Yeah, I want to see more of inside the bubble, maybe like just like minutes before, because they show like a quick glimpse before Ellie escaped. So maybe just like go back and like ignorance that way to give you the bubble feel. But yeah, like it had a bunch of cool stuff. Like I said, Ellie, like her character, like she reminds me of like Batwoman. I don't know, I guess because like the purple and gold from the TV show. I don't know if it's like the visor,
the
too,
domino mask.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I really like her character now after this issue. She's pretty cool in that way.
I thought it was cool how she was painting the Ben-Day dots off of the girl.
So yeah, talking about cosplay.
Yeah, couldn't do anything with her hair though. Yeah, I was expecting to see something from Spawn though.
Yeah.
Definitely expecting that.
Yep. Yeah. That, I mean, other than Kate's, like if Kate's never sent that tweet, I think people like talk about it a little more, like in positive note, but that's just him hyping his own stuff up, so whatever.
Yeah. Which cover did you end up with?
I got the one, this one here. She's holding crossover.
Same here, yeah. I just asked my LCS to put whichever one in my box, just as long as it was a Spawn cover, because I can't go down the variant rabbit hole with this one. There's just too many of them.
Yeah, I wanted the Spawn one when she's holding Spawn, and when she's holding The Walking Dead. Those are like the three I wanted for sure.
The only one that I think that I mentioned to him, if he does have an extra one, there's a Savage Dragon one. I thought that was pretty cool. Now I thought that the character that put the force field up, that was really cool. That it was their analog for Doctor Strange, and she even the little girl even called him Doctor Strange because she referenced. I guess in her mind, she's read comics and seen Doctor Strange, and she sees this guy, and he clearly is analog form, and just calls him that. It's Doctor Strange. But I forget his name was something spelled goofy.
Something
Captain Dr. Black with a Q.
Yeah, something weird, man.
Black with a Q.
Looks like a cheap Johnny Depp. That's what it kind of looks like.
Now I thought it was because I kind of heard a couple people not complaining, but just not exactly hyped up for it. So when I was reading it, I was noticing there was really nothing happening for a minute. The pacing was kind of slow and everything. And then they definitely turned that on its head, because when it was at its slowest point, right when you start to get a little bit of escalation, when the little police officer sees Ryan and Ellie outside, he's like, "Hey, I need to see your IDs." You're like, "Oh, how are they going to get out of this?" And you turn the page, and you have a giant kaiju fighting a Gundam all of a sudden. So I really like that slow escalation. Then you just threw it all the way to a level 10 there. It was really cool.
See, like I didn't think it started off slow. I thought it was like a nice little like second gear, I guess, nice way to describe it. Because like I was in like since like it started, like issue 3 started, I was like, okay, like you said, like from like that the Watchmen Easter egg I didn't figure out, but you were telling me about. I thought that scene was that panel was pretty cool, and like even like showing Ellie like leaving, and then when they're like you were saying the police or like sheriff wherever he was before the Gundam guy showed up, like it was going pretty well. I thought it slowed down when not Doctor Strange, but Doctor Black, Doctor Black transported him to that mansion house, whatever it was, their base. Like I felt like cool. That was like like I thought it was like kind of slowed down there after they transformed or like transported, but that was pretty much at the end of the book. So
it was cool seeing paybacks. The old Dark Horse characters that didn't really make it. So I think that's the first time that we've seen characters from a different publisher in this, because that was Dark Horse characters, but I guess they were probably very inexpensive to get into the book, being that they're not around anymore.
Right. Yeah, Kate's probably a fan of those guys as a kid.
Yeah, I was stoked. I mean, I was really stoked when I got to that last page and saw Madman. Like that was awesome. And then I even like after I kind of like calmed down, I turned back a page to her drawing from the end of the first issue. I'm like, oh my God, it's not an S.
Right.
It's a lightning bolt. That was fantastic.
I love when he said like, "Oh, they drew a picture of me," and then like, "Oh," or what do you say? That's just Swell, and that's not his reveal. I was like, okay, it's definitely not Superman. So
never really been much for capes, though.
Right.
Yeah, that was
plays
really
in with like the factor of like kids, like their imagination. They always exaggerate stuff. So I think that's probably what was going on. But maybe there is Superman. Who knows?
How about half of this book is just advertisements in the back?
Yeah, that's what when the Madman reveal came, and then I was just kept going. Okay, I'm like, all right, there's just more ads. And I read not read more of it, but like I like the shot of this one of issue 4.
Yeah, that's what I was about to mention. You see what Madman's wearing?
A cape.
I wonder if he puts it on for the little girl. That's what I was thinking when I saw that page.
To comfort her or something.
Yeah. He's not been a fan of capes, but this is how she sees this guy she's idolizing. That'd be a cool little element that they throw in there. Who knows?
I like how crossover reads too, man. Like it's an easy read. Like not it flows really well. I like how the panels look too. I love the shot of like when the dome's going up early on, like on the color of Doctor Strange right there. So like issue 3 wasn't, obviously the hype Cates was hyping himself up to be, but like that's fine. I don't try to get lost in the hype at all. It is what it is, kind of thing. And I enjoyed issue 3 a lot.
It was good. Take it easy, Austin.
See you, man.
What's up, Pops McGillicuddy? Yeah, I think that Madman was his reveal for this issue that he was talking about. Like, and that in my mind, that's definitely worth it. That's cool. He was real kind of all over the place in like the 90s and stuff, which was cool. But it was definitely cool to see some more analog characters. I was talking about that when the first one came out, but I don't necessarily want to see any Marvel or DC characters straight up in here, because I think it will take away from what the book is. I don't want to be just waiting for them to pop up or looking for them. So I don't know. Maybe in the last issue or something, if you're able to throw something in there, but I don't want that to be the focus of the book.
Now, how many issues do you think this will run? Like, what are you thinking? Because like
I don't know.
After this issue, I'm like, well, I can see it going for a minute, like for quite a while, but I can also like seeing this being like abruptly ended. Just like, okay, this is it. That's done. The bubble's open. We're in peace.
I think with just from the pacing, being that we're 3 issues in and they haven't started any of these little errands or side missions that they came up with, this laundry list of things to do, get her parents back, get the people out of the camps, find little girls' parents, There's just a lot to do. You have to have some kind of resolution with Ryan's dad. You have the government agency that's hired Ryan. There's a lot of plot threads going on.
Dude, yes, man. Because like even there is, 'cause I was thinking about that when I was reading it. Like Ryan's dad, like when he was being released by the police, like they're obviously onto him, like about whatever he's doing in that
Oh, Pat
penitentiary cult.
Robertson.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Joel Osteen.
Had a private jet plane flying people in and out the dome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a
That was
lot of
cool.
storylines they can wrap out so much of this story. It's crazy.
I definitely cannot see this being any less than 12 issues with this much plot. And I don't know if it's meant to be an ongoing thing. I don't know how something like this could really. I don't know if you're going to keep me interested for the long haul in something like this. I want to see how these things that they've talked about get resolved, but I don't. I mean, you'd have to introduce other characters besides Ellie, because right now I definitely am. I'm interested in Ellie and Ryan's story arc. Not as much Ryan's as Ellie's, but as long as he's rocking that gun with that bullet in it, I'm interested in his story arc. But I could give two craps about his dad. At any point the government can just go raid him. His
Right.
his plot line's done. Just go raid him.
Well, like in issue 2, like didn't like that I can't remember the guy's name, but he was aware of Ryan. He was aware of like he was like a essential part to whatever's gonna stop all of this, So maybe his dad needs to learn some faith, maybe, in his son, because like he definitely just hates his son. He doesn't like his son. Like
I don't want to see that relationship healed.
just keep it toxic.
Yeah, what I want to see is just man, again, I'm from the South. I deal with religious extreme stuff on a daily. I left my mom's house today. When I'm pulling out of her neighborhood, I see some lady in her front yard in the neighborhood she lives in. There's a lady in the front yard with some guy digging a post hole in her front yard to put like a 6-foot cross up in it. Like it's just the culture here, man.
Hardcore.
It is, dude. It really is.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, my family's the exact same, but they grew up super religious. I'm in California. We don't have like much land to plant a big old cross that way, but your front yard. But it's I definitely understand that for sure, and it taxes.
So what I would like to see Ryan grow a backbone and be the one that has to make the hard call to cut those ties with his toxic father instead of seeing his father be a redeemable character. I'd like to see Ryan's character evolve to his own man instead of just submissive toward his father, knowing his father's toxic. If that makes any sense.
Like, do you think he was like brainwashing him, or he was just forceful?
Think he's brainwashing or what?
Or he's just like forceful on his views, obviously, like the background, but like of him burning down the comic book shop, because that's what they kept alluding to a little bit. And Ellie seen him outside when he was hitchhiking.
Dude, let me ask you this, okay? If your dad put a Molotov cocktail in your hand and told you to throw it at that building full of people, what would you do? Probably not that.
Yeah, probably not that.
Probably not that. That's, you know what I'm saying? So there's a little brainwashing going on in there. There's a lot of fear going on in there. So I like to see him snap out of it. He's obviously talked into crazy stuff pretty easily, because in issue 1 he burned down a shop with people in it. In issue 2 he accepted a firearm to kill supers and was sent out on a quest to kill. You know what I'm saying? Those are two really extreme things for just this little backwoods religious guy. He's pretty susceptible to suggestions.
Yeah, he doesn't have 2 feet planted on one idea. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. He's the guy you want around for a heist. I need you to stand right by this car and never move.
Right. All skittish and whatnot.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. I think I'm getting a good feel for the pacing of it and everything. So I'm not I think a lot of people were really hyped. I heard on tons of channels that they were expecting this to be some big crossover event with all these Marvel and DC characters. I never expected that. So I think that let a lot of people down with that first issue, and issue 2 kind of started laying out those plot threads, and now we're actually moving forward in them, and I kind of get a good feel of it. So I kind of know what to expect, because I like to read my books in a specific order depending on what comes out. It might be more hype for this or that. I might want it to be calm and quiet when I read this or that. I'm not trying to read Department of Truth right when I walk in the door. I need a minute to get ready. You know what I mean? That book's heavy.
Get in that zone, man.
Yeah. So now I know that I kind of need like a middle zone for crossover.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree.
So I'm definitely looking forward to more. You should check out an old Image series called A Touch of Silver. What is A Touch of Silver? That's actually my dad. He owns every Image book that's ever released in the 90s. He's going through yeah, it has to be, or he wouldn't have read it yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, right.
He collects so much stuff that he's like 37 years behind. No, in all sincerity, I think he's up to like 2004 or 5. It's like he gets it, brings his stuff home and keeps it in bag and date from when he bought it. And he doesn't read just comics. He reads like novels. He reads old Golden Age stuff, collected volumes. Has an impressive library of Golden Age stuff too. And he bounces around different stuff. And right now he's going through a fraction of his collection and rebagging, boarding it, kind of getting ready to thin out some stuff where he's archiving some, finding out what he's want to keep for the long haul. And he's going through a lot of Image stuff right now. I'm having a feeling he probably just went over that Touch of Silver series here recently.
Okay. I'll give it a Google search when we're done here.
Yeah. So Firepower number 7.
Firepower.
What'd you think?
What did you think?
Oh, I think it's been consistently good, man.
Yeah, I think Firepower is like a consistent like B plus like each week I read it. Like it's always good. My nitpicks over there are just like super small. Like it's a good read, low pace. You can like the color, all the colors in it, like the art to me is not average, but it's good enough. But I like the colors in this book, and even like throughout even the past issues. Like I love all the color in it. I like Owen. Like he's something I can root for, but like not all the time. Like he's just like I don't know. I think the story is very vanilla, but it's also like I don't know. I like even vanilla ice cream, so it's whatever. But not my first choice. Put some sprinkles or some hot chocolate fudge, that kind of thing.
I enjoy the artwork. It seems very I don't know. It's definitely original to this book. I'm sure this artist has done other stuff that Chris Samney. I just not sure if I've read any of it. It's got its own style. It looks very Saturday morning cartoony to me.
Yes, right. You're absolutely right.
They use a lot of black ink in this book.
Sometimes too much black. I've been realizing that, but it is what it is.
But I do enjoy the story. Like Austin LeMay made the point that it just doesn't really move very quick because we're now 7 issues in, and if someone asked me what's happening in this book, I could sum it up in 2 sentences from issue 1 to 7. So I'd like a little bit more plot, more progression, and I think it would read better as a collected volume, like the OGN did, how they started this series in a graphic novel and moved forward from there.
Yep.
But overall, I do like it. I like how it can go from wholesome family stuff to violence like that.
I love the family dynamic in this story, man, because like I'm like pretty big, like my own family, my wife and son, try to be that way all the time. Let's be very supportive and understanding, and because I didn't grow up with that kind of stuff, man. I didn't grow up in a functional household, so like I'm glad to see that in this type of book. But I root for that. Like I said, coloring is pretty cool, but like you were saying, man, I think it's probably best as like a trade or like as like an addition, like a one sit-in where like 10 issues maybe. Take a break and just do it again.
No, I enjoy the big splashes and everything, but I don't think there's enough content in these books. I mentioned that with the last issue. The last issue averaged out 4 panels per page. That is not a lot of content, and they're only $3.99, but that's still $4, And this one was a little bit better. I got to tell you, I love the scene when the assassins. It showed them that 2-page spread with them on the airplane. And you just see him kick him out of the crowd, frozen bandages and stuff.
Yeah, that scene is awesome. Yep.
That was a good job at kind of just giving the readers like this is the nature of this book. Like we're going to go from this deadly ninja fight where people are losing their lives, and in the turn of a page, you're going to have just a comical relief moment.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's super
I enjoyed
casual
that a
too.
lot. Yeah, it's super casual.
Like
Like
I
dude
think
over here, he's got his Fed blockers on, his sunglasses, and he's all bandaged up, and Mando is just laying on him, and the stewardess is putting a blanket on him.
I like the chick right there underneath them looks like Edna Mode from Incredibles. So
Oh, it does. Yeah, I didn't even notice it. I wonder if that's intentional.
right, giving them the villains their super suits or something.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That face she's making too.
Right, resting.
And the dude in the center
Yes.
almost looks like Owen, the bottom center.
Okay, yeah, I see it with his head turn.
Yeah, that almost looks like Owen. Now, where's the other chick? I clearly see two of them. Is the other chick supposed to be the girl in front of the big guy who the dude's talking to? And she's got a scowl on her face and a scar running down her eye.
I'm not sure.
I don't think I ever spotted the third
Yeah, I
girl
don't
for
know.
certain.
But yeah, this seems pretty like I like it's like you said, like good comical relief, but it gets you like back to that zones. Okay, it's not getting too serious. Good likes keep reading. But I
And then
think
it
too,
takes
because
you
I
up to the family stuff. Do you remember who this girl is? The one that's pinned to the wall with the sword, and the guy throws the newspaper, and she wakes up.
no, like I reread that panel a couple of times because like I didn't know who that was, but I just kept going on because it went to the next scene with the family in the house. But I didn't know who that was.
I'm assuming that must have been Owen's house where the fight broke out in the previous issue, but I
Hmm.
don't remember there being four assassins or not. I guess that's how memorable some of this book can be.
Right?
You're sitting here trying to dissect the plot so much or find the plot. But it was weird that Wei Lin, I obviously he was alive. We saw him open his eyes at the end of the last issue, but the police officer is also alive. They're both still alive. I
Hmm.
thought the police officer got killed for certain.
I like how he said he moved his heart. He'll teach the police officer one of these days. So
Yeah,
he
that's
might
pretty cool.
become a fire fist fighter. I don't know. We'll see.
So I'm excited to actually get into what the whole dragon thing is too, because I enjoy that part where Owen's like, I hate to be the bearer of chamber, and there was no dragon there.
Hmm.
So there's a lot more to that, and I wish that this book was on issue 37, so we might have some answers by now.
I do like what's it like that villain? I forget his name, but I like how sorry, this guy like the dragon eye on his shoulder.
Is that the guy at
Like
the end?
yeah, or no, that's not him. But he's like throughout like the first couple of pages. They said his name earlier. Kanabu, his name is.
Is he one of the assassins?
Yeah, one of these assassins. I like his design. Like I like because I think that's
Oh, I
an
see it.
eye on
The
his like
big guy,
shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it looks like scaly armor, and then there's an eye on his shoulder. That's pretty cool. I didn't
yeah.
notice that. So there
So,
is a lot of little detail hidden in there and what have you.
but I think Kirkman's got it down. Like he's a fan of like comic books. I've seen or comic stores in general. Obviously, he likes to like just give back to them. He wants to like give product to, so just like put on the shelves and sell it. He knows like his name comes with a camaraderie, like it will sell. So I think he just does that, in
Did
the
you
best way he can.
did you pick up Solid Blood 17 that he released a couple?
No, that
You know
was
what
that.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That
I
weird book.
yeah. So like, was that like a fun project he did like years ago, and that was just
All right, so you know Michonne in Walking Dead.
yeah.
She
I mean,
was
that's like her death story or something like that, isn't it?
well, what it is Michonne was a character that he had created that was not attached to any comic. It was just something, a character he had in his mind that he put down on paper. And she went through. Walking Dead was the third attempt at putting her in a comic book. The first one didn't pick up, the second one didn't pick up, and then Walking Dead did. Solid Blood number 17 is one of those previous attempts. But Solid Blood number 17 is the issue that Michonne died in. So there is no 1 through 16, but had there been a 1 through 16, she would have died in issue 17. So you get the death of Michonne, like one of the proposed Michonnes,
Oh,
before she
okay.
actually succeeded into a Walking Dead comic. It is a super cool book. Like I
Okay.
want to actually get more from that universe. It is really wild.
All right.
But all
Yeah.
you see of her, you don't see her talk, nothing. You just see her get her head smashed by a dude's foot, just crushes her head.
But she still looks the same though, right? With cape and the katanas and everything.
You know, I mean, she's a swords master. I forget her name. It's like swords master or something. She had a title of being like the leader of this group, and her thing was this sword. So yeah, she definitely had her sword, but you don't get to see her use it. I mean, you turn to that part of the book with her in it. It's just the foot comes down, boom, she's dead, and her kid is still alive and is a big character, and some other people. But yeah, it's definitely worth checking out if you can find one. And the
Okay, yeah.
pages, the paper they printed on is old school style, and I don't know
I
how
remember you
they did
saying
it
that.
or what they sprayed it with, but when you open it, it has that old dusty comic book smell to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to get that issue when it came out, but my store not it, and so I was like, whatever, on to the next one.
So you're about to be sending some stuff to get graded all over the place here soon, aren't you?
Yeah, I sent off some to Eric on Tuesday. Took the 2 hour drive to Fresno, California, and dropped the books out. I went hunting out there for a little bit, and then I still want to send out my Fantastic 452 out for their for the signature series.
Dude,
And so
that is such a beautiful book, dude.
yeah, man, I
I'm
was so
so
lucky to
jealous
grab
of
it.
that.
Yeah, man, I had to grab it, man. I remember it
And
was
you got it signed yourself, right?
yeah, stood in line, I waited. Me, my wife, and Flash, we went to the Silicon Valley Con here in California. I want to say like 2016, 2017, and it was the year that Pokemon like Yellow and Red came out on the 3DS. It's like as a relaunch. Because I remember playing that in line, waiting. I was waiting that long, but I spent most of the con there. What's up, Remy? Spent most of the con there waiting. I didn't buy any books. I just waited in line to get the sign.
And you hadn't mentioned it yet, but it's signed by Stan Lee.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, Simon. Yeah. My
Yeah,
bad.
I wasn't going to spoil your story. I'm waiting. I'm like, that's the best part to brag about. It's signed by Stan Lee himself. When I went and met him, and me and my dad, that guy right there, we went to Heroes Con in North Carolina when Stan Lee was there, and I got that Toy Biz Hulk. It's that signed by him. I didn't think or care to get a comic book signed by him because this was my first Hulk toy as a kid. So
Oh
I
really?
rebought it
Oh
carded.
okay. I was the same.
Yeah, mine was played with. So I rebought it because I'm super nostalgic. Like the first Gambit action figure they made I had when I was a kid, and I've rebought that one too. He's my favorite X-Men. But I got that signed by Stan Lee as well as the photo that I got with Stan. So you get the photos and everything, and they tell you like for the signing, he's only going to be signing one thing, and they keep moving. And I went up there just completely geek blackout. You know what I mean? And I
Mm-hmm.
just smiled. I just set the picture down, and he's like, "Hey there," and he's like the nicest guy in the world, and just completely welcoming and stuff. And he pulls the picture over and signs it. Then he just grabs the Hulk and pulls it over and he signs it. No,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I couldn't have been happier.
How long ago
I'm
was that? You
sure if I
said
would have. That was 2013.
13. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's
What's
awesome, man.
going on?
Was hammering beers.
That goes back to the Panda chat too. That's pretty funny. There's a lot of funny moments in that live chat.
Yeah, man. I can get to watch it,
So,
unfortunately.
so what did you drop off with Eric? That was a drive, 2 hours to. I'm such a homebody, dude. I hear 2 hours. In 2 hours, I can cross so many state lines from where I live. But I'm still such a. I'm like it right here in Augusta on the Savannah River, like a
Mhm.
football pro from another state to begin with. But that just seems like such a far drive.
I mean, like I enjoy driving, man. It's like one of the things I like don't mind doing, especially like, by myself. Is like whatever, put on a podcast or some music, just get in the zone and go. But I'm a homebody too. Like, I'm that for sure. But I dropped off. Man, I can't remember. Just made a video on it. But I dropped off.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
I can
Wolverine.
tell you. I watch your content. Do you?
This on rewind, right? But I
Yeah.
dropped off two of the Wolverines limited series, issue one. I, the first one I dropped off was I bought it at a con like 5 years ago, like all four for like $50, and issue one was like kind of beat up. It was pretty beat up, and so I just wanted to see like what he can do. He's pretty good. Like he does an amazing job at actually cleaning his books. So I just want to see like what he can do with that. And I also did another direct edition of that one. It was a pretty high grade, I think. So we'll see what it come back as in. I did 2 or 3 of the Wolverine issue 1 from the 1988 series, his first ongoing, and I did 2 directs and 1 newsstand edition. And then I also did that Jack Kirby Black Panther run, his #1.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite books in my collection as well. I also dropped off that first Nightwing, Tell the Teen Titans 44.
Yeah, I noticed it's not behind you anymore.
Yeah.
The quality of your background dropped significantly when that book left it.
Yeah,
I love that book, man.
But
Titans are cool.
Yeah, I'm on some. I need to go back and get like all like the Titans first appearance because I don't like of the DC stuff I want to collect. That's like what I want to collect. You know,
Old Brave and the Bold.
Yep. And
yeah,
so
those are extremely expensive to get because
yes,
you know, DC's been around. You know, been around for a while, pushing characters.
but then they don't spike as much as Marvel does. So that's like a good thing about DC collecting. Like you don't have to pay a
the
premium
value
for
in
it.
theirs is just the age on a lot of their stuff because you got to think that like if you want like look at the first appearances of some of like the actual JSA members. You know, they're all golden age. Like that's just insane. Just getting your hands on any golden age book, key or not anymore, is just astronomical.
Yeah, I don't look no more, man. It's just like
I look for fun sometimes. I'm like, gee, man,
yeah, get my hopes
issue number, who knows? Half a cover ripped, thousands of dollars. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The signature is half off as well, but it's still there.
Yeah. Now, you said that you do have. Well, talking about Eric real quick. That's comic book _pressing on Instagram. I sent my first group of books to him. I sent 5 books. Only one of them was like a modern book. The rest, none of them were like super old. But I had a Caliber Presents #1, which is the first appearance of the Crow, that I had CBCS graded. I didn't get it cleaned and pressed, and it came back like a 5.0. And I was expecting it to come back around a 7, a 7.5, and I was going to be fine with that. But it came back a 5.0, and even the comic shop owner who I sent it through said that they crucified that book. And he's really good at grading. He'll pre-grade everything he sends in, and he's probably like rocking like an 85 to 90% dead on the money. You know, he's just been in comics that long. He can grade books. You know, it's if you know how to do it, you know how to do it. But so I decided to send that with my Savage She-Hulk #1, which is a really high grade. The first appearance of Gambit, that X-Men 266, which is already a high grade one. X-Men Annual 14, which is the actual first appearance of Gambit. So I sent them both off
a month before.
Yeah. And I sent those off. Savage She-Hulk with 2 Gambits. I sent something else with him as well. And then I sent that Caliber Presents. Oh, yeah, the Legends of the Dark Knight 1 in 25, first appearance of the Robin King that I got for cover price.
Nice, man.
I sent that. And Eric is such a good guy. When he started working on my books, he was sending me pictures of all 4 parts of the cover in the center, like the before and after. And I've said it numerous times on here. I think he's a wizard because it's sorcery that he's doing to these books because they look amazing. And he's such an honest guy that he messaged me and said that he's going to give me a credit, a 1 book credit, because he's not going to steal my money and say that he pressed that Legend of the Dark Knight because it's a new book. It doesn't need cleaning and pressing. It's been bagged and boarded since I got it in a long box with slight pressure on it being in the box, you know. So he said it looks flawless. There's nothing I can do to make this book better. So I'll give you credit on that one. So they're at CGC now. I'm excited to get them back. I saved all those pictures that he sent me. I'm going to do a video and put them up and show how awesome his wizardry is. Yeah. But he's definitely a warlock. That's confirmed.
He has like a little hidden basement. He has like a magic robe and like a cauldron. Yeah. He's just doing his pressing this way.
And I knew better to send anything to the CGC pressing just because of the time span that stuff takes because of how many people use it. But I did send books off to the CBCS cleaner and presser because I heard that guy was just amazing. He's supposed to be like the best of the best. And I got some hit or misses. I posted a video earlier this week with that. And it's really just like 2 of them came back better than I expected. Like this Marvel Secret Wars, it was probably around like a 7.5 if you push it. It came back an 8.5, which I was really happy about, and it looks clean too, like it really does. There's just a few spine ticks, you know. That's really all that's left to it. And it did have some creases and dents in it, And then this book, I didn't expect it to
Nice
even come
photo.
back after a clean and press to this high. I was expecting to get like a 1.5 or a 2, but Ghost Rider #1 came back at 3.0, which I'm very happy with. I got that
Well,
for
it
a really
presents
good
well
price.
for a 3.0.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Like when you get close, you can see this corner, this whole corner was it looked like it had been mushed up at one point, just balled up, and it's
Hmm.
flattened back out completely. So it's just some color breaks. But one thing that I just hate is I don't know if you'll be able to see it on here. Let me attempt this. But you see how the front cover and the back cover is not lined up. You can still see the pages.
Not centered or folded correctly.
Yeah, like the front and back, it's still like that. It's
Hmm.
offset. And this one, it didn't seem too offset when I sent it in. So that I don't think that they really worked on much spine roll with that one. But I don't know how much. I don't know how to clean or press myself. But this one right here, the first Deathstroke,
Deathstroke, yeah. Love that.
yeah, such a great villain. Love him. But
Love that yellow too
these,
at the top.
yes, dude. Yellow backgrounds are where it's at. That death metal that came out last week with that yellow background with the Batman who laughs broken in half and the darkest night coming out of him with an all yellow
Hmm.
background is gorgeous. But this one you still see how the staples, let me if I get it on there. See the staples are pointed
Yeah, yeah.
forward. Those
Uh-huh.
staples were all the way down here when I got this book. I mean, they were
Oh,
a good half an inch onto the cover. So they did a lot of magic on this one. But they're still offset. This book was in horrible shape too. And I paid more for it than I should have paid for it, but I am still happy to have it.
hmm.
But so I've sent books off to Eric for cleaning and pressing. I've got books at CGC right now. I've got the CBCS books I've sent and got back. The CBCS pressers I've worked with now. One thing that I was wanting to do for a while now, and I finally did it, and I know you've talked about it, is sending stuff into their signature verification. So if you have a book that's already signed, whether you have a COA or not, those things are worthless pieces of paper. If you enjoy them, that's all they're
Yeah.
good for. That is all they are
Unfortunately.
good for. Well, I just keep all my COAs. I don't even keep them in my books anymore. I just keep them in a stack up here, and there's a bunch of them that are falling back here. Just they're worthless. Anyone in the world can make them. No reason
Yep.
for them. But I did send off my San Diego Comic Con exclusives Immortal Hulk #20s that Alex Ross did. He did a lot of times you get the two cover options. One's trade dress and one's virgin, and the virgin's limited. He
Hmm.
did two separate covers, which I thought was awesome. So
Oh, for the cover. That's nice.
I sent those right there.
Oh, that's ooh. I love that
So
version. Oh, it's like that homage. That's
yeah,
awesome.
the homage to Incredible Hulk
Yeah.
#1 there. And
Homage.
yeah, I actually so I they had these as a set or had them individually, and they were coming out right at my birthday time or Father's Day or something last year. So my buddy Brent was wanting to get the uh, the homage cover, which you have to get the set to get. And I was just wanting, I told him I'd be happy to throw in and get the trade dress one because I honestly like that trade dress cover. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan of the original cover of the Incredible Hulk. And I love all that green on there, man. Holding the tank. I love the
Yep.
perspective with the split out forward. In my mind, that's very Kirby-ish, like how he had those wild perspectives and stuff. So
And those
there's
are
an
angles too, man. Kirby was pretty good at
yeah,
like the angles, like the torque and like the body twisting. Yeah.
dude, man. See, there's no
Speaking of
angles.
Kirby, have
Yeah,
you seen Soul? Sorry. Commando. That's awesome.
yeah, with the Statue of Liberty like that and everything.
Yep.
And he's just yes. I mean, we watched Soul the day it came out. Loved it.
Okay.
It
Because
was.
his name was on one of the tags, I think. If you like look at closely.
Oh, I got to go back and check that out.
Yeah, when
That's super cool.
yeah, like the I think the mentor passes supposed to
Yeah,
be. Yeah.
yeah. It was a fun movie. It was weird. It was like a mixture between Inside Out and Coco.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we're going to the dead here. We're got to get back to the living, but we're going to deal with all these little weird emotional aspects of it, like Inside Out was. I don't know. It was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely got the inside out comparison for sure. Because like
Yeah,
they were like the same size that they were to the
yeah.
motions.
So
It was a cool movie though. It was really good.
but me and Brent went in half skis on this, and I got the green one. He got the homage cover, but he didn't want to get them signed. I wanted the signed set because Alex Ross is like one of my top 5 favorite artists of all time. So I knew Brent was going to order those, so I just went and ordered my own set, and I just kept the signed set, got the one from Brent, gave it to my dad, And so I've had those for a while. And so I've sent those off this week for the signature verification. So I'm excited to get those back in yellow label because I hadn't looked at them online in a while. But when they looked them up in the store, so they can, because they do a really good job with the pricing. It's barely more than it would be to send them in yourself, and they fast pass them and pay shipping both ways, and they insure the package, because they're on the line for everyone's books. But those books together signed online are going for over $300 now, so that's not bad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to get those back.
Yeah, I need to see if one of my LCSs, like the main one I go to, does submissions, because like I do want to do that one, but like, I know Robert wants to do his Rangers books as well, so we might do like a group send off there, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. If you got somebody close to you like that y'all both rock with books, throw in together on a CGC membership or something. When you have $75 a piece that you're willing to burn, you get all your money back in a gift certificate for $150 worth of submission. So if that's all you submit for the year,
there you go.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Steven.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Earl Norm Hulk covers from the Rampaging Hulk magazine series. Yeah, well, we were able to meet Earl Norm at Heroes Con. I got an awesome Hulk print from the Rampaging Hulk series. I think it was issue number 9, where the Avengers, like the classic Avengers, like Iron Man in his original armor, are walking, holding the Incredible Hulk frozen in a block of ice.
Mm-hmm.
Those old painted covers are amazing. What's going on, Panda?
What up, Panda?
Dude, you had an amazing live show tonight, man, and the chat was even a blast.
I heard some power was out or something.
Yeah, dude, that was a smooth transition, though. Power went out, Austin carried it, and Panda popped back up. It was very smooth. What's going on, Specs? I don't know if everybody's checked it out, but you can check out Legacy of the View on Instagram or .com, and Specs Thompson has his own creator-owned comic book that he's launched. He's got a couple issues out and available. Good stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So what do you have? Yeah, it's good stuff. What do you have that you're looking forward to next week?
I should just wrote some stuff down, honestly.
Perfect.
But I think a couple of let me just go through the previews real quick. But I think some of the Department of Truth, like the third or the second printings are coming out.
The third coming out. That should be awesome. Dude, you've been banking all those 1 in 25 variants so far, don't you? All 3 of them?
Yep, I got the one for issue 1, issue 2. I don't think I got the one for issue 3 though. The one.
I thought you did with the kid writing on the paper.
That was issue 4.
No, 3, wasn't it?
3, yeah. Is that 3?
There's only 3 issues out, isn't there? No, there's 4 now.
4. I think it's 4.
No. Yeah, I can't even remember anymore.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm pretty sure I have all but one of them of the 125s, because that first one was the Inhumane Glee one for issue 1, and that the second one was that awesome
dinner time.
Yep. Feed me more.
And then which one was the school paper?
I think that was issue 4. I have it right here. Let me open it real quick. And I want to get more of these, honestly.
That's such a cool cover, dude. Even the pin, dude. The pin caught my attention so much. I'm like, dang. That's been such a wild series. It's sparked my interest to go back and listen to the conspiracy videos while I'm going to sleep every night. I go through phases. I'll listen to debates and listen to conspiracy videos. Right now, I'm just listening to a bunch of Bill Burr stand up. Hold on, let me make you bigger.
Like my hands?
Yeah, palming that. How do you do that?
I don't know, man.
I want to try that.
Oh.
I don't know if you see that, but that book is shaped like a U right now.
That's your comic book.
Yeah. See, that ain't gonna hurt no comic book to bend it. Not much. Right.
But that pin, man.
Not this one.
Yeah, not that. Yeah. But that pin, like you're saying, man, it's like that was like this boom. Love it.
I don't know how they made it do it, but all the that's legit what it looks like. Like everyone's been little and they just sat there and scribbled on a piece of paper and on a piece of paper and dude, that image just, I don't know how he did it or what kind of art method he used for it, but it's a beautiful cover.
I showed my wife that when it came in, and I was like, "Okay, which one do you like, issue 2 or issue 4?" And she was like, "I like issue 4 better." I'm like, "Okay."
Still not a fan of issue 2, huh?
Oh no. My son hates it too, man. He's like, Dad, that's scary. Put that away. I'm like, all right, man.
That's pretty funny.
But what was I
The
gonna
kids
talk this
Rono.
week?
There you go. Jeremy got it. We need to coin that phrase.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's still happening. Glad you made it home okay.
But I think the second printings for Department of Truth are coming out. Oh, Origins issue's coming
Yeah,
out as
issue number
well.
3.
Yeah, so I'm
I
excited for
think
that one.
did I save a picture of that? No, I didn't. I had that in my new comic book day list, and I was cleaning up the studio a little bit, and I took it down too soon.
Oh, darn it.
I didn't
But
read that second issue yet. I'm probably going to go back and just read a collected version of that. I do want to read it. I'm excited about it.
it's 6 issues, so like once that's done, I'm pretty sure because they're quick reads as well, so you can probably find those non-stop. What else did I have here? I think Haha, that's a new series through Image. Might check it out. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh wow!
I think nothing from Marvel. Let me see.
Dude, my dad's awesome. He just sent me a. I'm gonna put this up real quick. He found a book in it when how I told you he's going through his old collection,
Mm-hmm.
and he said he's holding one for me. He just sent me the picture of what it is. We'll take a minute to put it up here. But did you read Haha issue 1, or is that the one that's coming out this week?
I think it's coming out this week, but I don't know if it might have been early or release or not through the site or something.
Dude, there's been a lot of awesome covers for that I've seen. There's been some really cool ones. I think the 616 had this awesome one.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at it earlier on the website.
He said, "Don't dare stop, Brent."
Still working overtime.
Yeah, no, that's what Steve said to you.
Where is he at?
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. I think he's working this weekend. He's gonna be working for a while. Yeah, I don't know when he's gonna pop back up. Hadn't really spoke to me much about it recently.
Was doing his thing, right? Yeah, he's working.
Yeah.
He's still reading it, right? Or collecting?
Last I talked to him, he said he was talking about cutting all this stuff back significantly and everything. So I don't know.
Huh.
I'm not dropping a lot of stuff. He didn't pick up any of the future state stuff. He said he's not going to be doing any of that. All right, let me see if I could pull this thing up here. Friends. So when I was growing up, there was a lot of really cool Power Ranger crossover stuff. One of the first big crossover things they did was with Common Rider, but in America it was called Master Rider, and you had the prince of that alien planet and everything that the Power Rangers crossed over with, and he actually dusted the Power Rangers in a fight, him by himself. And my dad's got that issue number 1 waiting for me.
Sick.
Yeah, with Power Rangers on cover. So that's coming home real soon.
Nice pops.
Yeah, appreciate it, big guy, for sure. Going through, he's found a couple of old good ones. Image Comics did one issue of Power Rangers Zeo, and in the back of it, they had like the layout and the plans for issue 2 and 3, but it never happened, unfortunately. But yeah, Master Rider was really cool. He had a bike named Chopper and a couple other things. It was one of those things that were really popular, but it couldn't last for long over there because the toy game is what really pushed the Power Ranger stuff. And with only one hero, there was only so much they can do. But it has continued. It has gone on. They've got newer stuff too, where there's multiple characters in it. And if you enjoy the shows and like watching them, like especially if you enjoy the Japanese versions of them, there's some really awesome fight scenes in them, and the special effects game has really stepped up in them.
Yeah, cool. Nice looking book though.
It is, yeah. Even with the big flash glare, I don't fault him for that. My dad willingly has rocked a flip phone up until this year.
What phone do you get this year?
He's got a Motorola Max, and because his wife, my stepmom, hooked him up with it.
It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boomer it out, man.
Yeah, he knows how to work. It worked out good because my son, everyone knows Finn. Finn likes to video call him and stuff, and all his pop and stuff. So it was perfect because he had a tablet. And now at this point, the tablet's over here, and Finn uses the tablet. But he had a tablet where I could video call him, and he would never keep it charged, and it was just a hassle. So he's finally into the technical age.
Like 30 years too late there, but it's cool.
Yeah, but his profession, he had a rough and tough profession his whole life, and it wouldn't have paid to have a smartphone. He had one of those durable flip phones, the one that you can literally, it's called like the Bolt or something. You can literally throw it on the ground, and it lasted for over 10 years. But it just got to where calls were dropping and stuff, so it worked out good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Masked Rider with and the cover also has the Power Rangers on the bottom of it there. It was an awesome crossover comic. Saban's Masked Rider. Yeah. I still have man, I can't help myself. I'm gonna let you talk about something for 1 second.
All right. Well, if you guys haven't watched the video yet about Future State, preview from Steve, Mark, and Ryan, go check it out. Pretty cool video describing Future State. Got me pretty interested in it. Make sure you guys check it out. It's on all the other platforms, YouTube channels. Make sure you check it out.
So I still have my Masked Rider lunchbox from my childhood.
It was like one of those things you just like the spin wheel thing. You just pulled like the handle. I don't know what that was at first.
Yeah, no, but I don't have the thermos for it anymore. I've got like old recordings of when I was skateboarded and stuff, and an old Timmy wallet.
Timmy.
Yeah, love Masked Rider. He's awesome. Swag for days.
Swag.
Probably just take a swig from the 5-gallon jug. He did take a swig from the 5-gallon jug, and he did it one-handed.
I think it's 5 gallons, but it's at least 1 gallon. I try to drink a gallon of water a day, guys. That's my goal every day.
Now, I saw something up here, and I don't know if you can jump. Bart asked if the DC Rebirth stuff is still on. He reads everything in collected volumes after the fact. Or did the run ended? So the DC Rebirth stuff kind of, everything was bannered with Rebirth for the longest time, just so it all matched. So people kind of knew, like they all had like that blue top to them. But they fizzled out after a while, and it was just kind of the status quo. And now, the for lack of better words, the Future State is just a 2-month hiatus into an Elseworlds future, and then after that, you're going to be in the new status quo of DC Comics, and they're going to usher it in, calling it Infinite Frontier. And if you want to know more about Future State, you should go to my channel and look at the video titled "What is Future State?" Put a lot of time, effort, and energy into that. Steve from Burt Family 54 Comics, myself, and Ryan, known as New Guy, got together and made that video.
Awesome video. Let's check it out.
I already have the Power Rangers Zeo issue 1. It's here in this giant, at Mark's dad. Yeah, that's one of my best buds, man. Me and him met on Facebook. We talk every day now. I've got probably a couple $1,000 worth of merchandise of his in my house now. He's in Belgium, so he orders all kinds of amazing collectibles and stuff. And to save on shipping from all these separate items, they come here and repackage and send it in big packages to him.
So much of that send all that out one time.
It's going to be astronomical. There ain't no way around it. He's got like 13 slabs. Can you imagine the weight of 13 slabs to send to Belgium? It's going to be astronomical.
Plus the custom fees.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the trick. Is like it's kind of risking it. Yeah. With every little thing you order, you get hit with custom fees. If you put it in one package, it's just one custom fee, So despite how much this is going to be, because all this stuff is from different sellers. Like he's got 616 books, he's got eBay slabs, he's got stuff from Joel's Art, just all over the place. And if you were to get all those sent to you from different people, you're paying the expensive shipping for the one parcel plus the custom tax, but to get it all sent to here with our prices and then putting it together, it's just one custom fee per box. But I've got tons of action figures, like original carded action figures and stuff. All those lightning figures that everyone's always after, and how Robert's even been looking for some of them with the Spectrum boxes and stuff. All of those are here. Every one of them. All the Spectrum boxes, yeah.
That's okay. Nice.
Yeah. So it's cool because I only collect the original Power Ranger stuff, Like I've got like a bunch of the original Zords in their boxes, all the flip heads and stuff like that. But it's cool getting to see the new stuff, I see it in other people's videos and stuff. It makes me want it, but I don't know. The lightning stuff is cool. I think the Bandai stuff that looks a little cheesier, I like it better. The more inflated muscles, and I don't know why.
The
I like
Bandai stuff is where it's at, I think, because that's like that's nostalgia. It's like what he looked like to you, obviously.
Yeah.
When you were younger.
Yeah.
I'm with the Bandai stuff.
Absolutely. And I don't think Hasbro's done a bad job. They make them look like they're coming off the pages really they're not sitting there ripped like Rambo, but I like those. I just like the newer Bandai ones where they're just ripped or jacked. Looks like they're all
Ranger.
It's been a drinking night for Bert.
Oh, all right. Getting home
Like
Sunday.
The Lord's Day.
Yep.
That's right. Let's see. Next week, there's some really cool Future State coming next week that I wanted to point out. The one that kind of a lot of people have been waiting on. When this all got announced, there was a lot of people crying, complaining about Batman being replaced, and people absolutely, for lack of a better word, bitching about it. But there you go. Batman's not replaced. There he is. Had you would looked into it and not just started screaming and crying from the get-go, you would know Batman's not replaced. Superman's not replaced. Wonder Woman's not replaced. DC has not recasted any of your characters. They have simply introduced new characters. And the new Batman is not a new character. He's already been in Batman comics for a long time, part of the Bat family. He just put on the suit like many other members of the Bat family have also. Yara Flor is that Wonder Woman issue came out strong. Not even on a plane. Nubia is going to be in Future State. She's been around a long time. The new Justice League is going to be rolling out, and where we get to see the team of these newer characters. But what do you know? There's the Green Lantern from Far Sector right there. Been around now for a while. So they're not just slapping you. Sure. Yeah. I can't see it from here. Williamson, who's been writing absolute gold. He wrote Hell Arisen. He wrote that amazing run on Flash. He's been writing Justice League before we jumped into Future State, where it was just classic OG fun Justice League stories. He's going to be on Justice League. So we have top tier writers on the questionable books, where you have the new cast that everyone was complaining about. They're giving you the writer you deserve on it. So I'm excited about this new Green Lantern one. I don't know if this is the only one, but if you look in the bottom right corner of it, you see where it says also includes Guy Gardner and Jessica Cruz. They've been doing that with a lot of these books. Down here also includes Grifter. So some of these have inflated price tags on them, but if they have inflated like price tags, right? only one that was $7.99 was the next Batman, but it was also like this thick of a book. And the Batman story was only half of it. You had the Outsiders in the back of it. You had Arkham Knights in the back of it. So what they're doing is the companion stories to it. The Batman timeline, the year 2025 is huge. A lot of stuff going on in it. The Superman one, so you had $7.99 for this almost trade paperback. You have $5.99. So it was 64 pages, 48 pages, and then the standard 30-something pages for the regular price of $3.99. So you're getting what you pay for. Mm-hmm. So when you look at the solicitations in them, you'll see 3 different price tags and 3 different size books. So the 30-something count, the 48 count, and the 64 count. So they're not increasing prices and giving you less content. They're just trying to give you more story in a 2-month period. We have 2 months here to roll out this whole big initiative. Do you want just crappy half-witted stories, or do you want a decent size amount of content to chew on? I'm all for the decent content to chew on.
What they like they're like you were saying, you were impressed by everything with Future State? Hopefully that just rolls over
I
when
was.
rolls over when it's done and they start their old tiles back again and grow from there. I see you. See you, Russ. Drink my insure.
All right, old man. Talk to you tomorrow. Good luck
The
with all
chalky
that.
milk, man.
Good
Man,
stuff.
insures, man. I haven't seen one of those or just man, insures. Funny memories, but
Yeah, I'm really did you didn't read Death Metal, did you?
no.
Man, I would recommend anybody go and read just issue number 7. Don't worry about like trying to figure out the backstory to what you're reading. It starts out with just a big fight. There's a big fight with the entire DC multiverse, every hero and villain that's still alive, which isn't a lot at that point, and Wonder Woman and the Blackest Night fighting. But just getting the structure of what's going on after that, yeah, my dad knows how to make an entrance and an exit. What's going on, Dale? But they're structuring and everything. The way that it ends, you have they're focusing on Wally, which I appreciate a lot because he's had a rough go of it ever since Rebirth, and so he gets brought to this new DC Watchtower that's up in the sky, but it's a mixture of the Legion of Doom and the Justice League. You have the heroes and villains all around the round table, and it's because they're expecting. So you have Lex Luthor heading the thing up. You got Batman in the same room. You got Superman standing back there. Vandal, Savage. It's not small players. You got Vandal, Talia, Lex, Mister Terrific, Martian Manhunter, Hawk Girl, Batman, Superman, and they want Wally to kind of be part of it as well. So you have the heroes and villains mixed up. And then they get into the structuring of the new DC Omniverse, like all those little balls are the different multiverses that are all together now. The first cameo appearance of Yara Flor in here.
Okay.
And they even got Captain Carrot down there. I love that character. See, and they even let you know that Bruce Wayne, Blackest Night's in there. But after Future State, when you get into Infinite Frontier, if you look at some of the solicitations, like the Justice League is consisted of heroes and villains together. So there's clearly going to be bigger scope of dangers in this new omniverse that DC set up, at least for a little while. You know, obviously all the villains aren't going to be heroes forever, but I think that they're going to kick it off with some kind of cosmic level threat that you have to address that's bigger than any of them. And they kind of get into that in the Generation Shattered book that came out. So this new wide open loose timeline that they have going on is addressed in Generation Shattered specifically. You have Commandy, the last boy on Earth, gets a hold of Skeets, Booster Gold's little time traveling companion, and he's tasked by an older Booster Gold who dies, trying to go pick Commandy up. He dies, and Skeets ends up on Commandy, and he's going around and he's supposed to be picking up all of these. He's supposed to be picking up all these different heroes across time and space. So they go to pick up Superman, and he actually gets killed in front of them, and they end up getting younger Booster Gold, who you have on the team. They go to the future to the Legion of Superheroes to go get Brainiac 5, and he ends up like dying, and they grab Superboy instead. They go to the Teen Titans, and Skeet tells them to get the most powerful one out there. You obviously know who it is, talking about Raven, and he goes and grabs Starfire. So you don't have the team that you wanted, but you have this amazing, weird hodgepodge team. And because they couldn't get Brainiac 5, they needed a smart mind. They went and got John Henry Irons, Steel. Genius, you know? So you have this awesome team. Look at this Bermejo cover real fast.
Oh. Booster Gold is awesome. That flexing right there. That's pretty sick.
That's wicked. And Bermejo is going to be on Superman here soon, which I'm really excited about. You know, he's been crushing it with the Detective Comics covers for a while now.
Yeah, man. All the stuff I see usually like through DC stuff. I'll always look at it when I'm over the shop. I don't know what's going on. Look for your stuff as like a nice way to get informed, see what's going on. So But if I see the death metal issue 7, that's a nice starting off point, right?
Definitely. And I don't even think you'd have to read Future State from there because of, like I said, I think they're going to be picking up from the ending of Death Metal 7. Once we hit Infinite Frontier, Future State's kind of just like a bonus plug. There'll probably be a little bit more details about the transition from previous DC to after like the restructuring, but I think it'll be smooth for people who don't read Future State as well.
For sure.
What's up, Hefe? This guy's awesome. Me and him met at the local comic shop here in Augusta. Good, really good dude. Yeah, Generation Shattered was fantastic, and I love these hodgepodge teams. And I don't know if you noticed it, but that's Golden Age Batman. It's not modern Batman. They went back to 1939 and plucked Batman out, seeing purple gloves and all.
Okay.
So you have this. You have the last boy on Earth, who's basically a savage, with a piece of AI tech on his arm, way from the future. And you have Batman, who doesn't even know what a cell phone is. So you have this team where Batman is not the smartest man in the room, and you have this savage little boy explaining technology to Batman. Dude, that's awesome. What is it, buddy? That's Daddy's lunchbox from when he was, huh? Finn, hold it. Of course, Finn, hold it. Come here.
Don't eat the food in there, though, buddy.
Yeah. No, you don't need to open it.
Why?
Say hey.
Hey.
What's up, man? How are you?
He said, "How are you?"
I don't know.
Like the lunchbox?
No, but
You like the lunchbox?
you haven't opened it?
You want to open it?
Yeah.
Why?
And I like to open it.
You like to open it?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Super cute.
All right, go back to bed. Love you.
Good night,
We'll
man.
open it. Open it tomorrow. Okay. But it's late. You gotta go to bed. Love you. Yeah, Hefty made a good point. Pre-Robin and Big Ear Cow.
Big ears, Kyle.
So I wonder if they're going to touch on that. That'd be funny if after working with Commandy for a little while, if that gives him some inspiration to want a sidekick, a young boy sidekick. That'd be funny. Yeah, and I don't know if you saw that video, FA, but I just picked up that Commandy issue 1. I've been on trying to get all the DC Kirby stuff. The last issue 1 I need from the DC Kirby stuff is Mr. Miracle, and that's going to be going off to CGC here soon. I'm trying to get some older stuff, because you never want to mix your shipments up with moderns and olders and stuff. But I've got that first cover appearance, The Abomination.
So sick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to send some older stuff on the next shipment. But what you want on your shirt? Go to bed, buddy. Well, take your bink bink.
Yeah.
There you go.
Still with it.
It's like 3 feet away now. Yeah, he'll stay up all night.
Yeah, they'll find you to stay up, man. That's for sure.
Oh, I don't.
So Wax Comics.
I mentioned it earlier, but if anyone wants a tutorial on how to do window bags for artist signings, Lee and Tyler from Whack Comics just put up an amazing video that answers all those questions about it. And it's definitely a must watch for anyone who likes to get their book signed by artists. Definitely.
We are Whack.
So go over their channel and check that out.
I don't really whack at anything, bro, so I don't know about that.
I always put We Are Legion on all their videos, and Lee puts We Are Whack.
That just sounds
Old
funny.
Swamp Thing 14. Yeah, Swamp Thing issue number 1 is one that I'll be sending in with those 2 older ones as well. Got some good old DC stuff. And a little bit of good old Marvel. I'm thinking about sending my, forget the issue number, Tales to Astonish, the first appearance of Giant Man. I've got a low-grade copy of that. I bought a short box off this guy. Like, you know what Second and Charles is?
No.
It's a sister store owned by Books A Million, but it looks like Books A Million, like how they have like toys and books and records, just a little bit of everything, but they also buy, sell, and trade.
Okay.
Got movies, just whatever you can think. So me and Kyle, my wife, and Finn were walking. I always have to say that because my wife's name is Kyle. So whenever I say me and Kyle, I have to my wife. But we were we were walking out of Second and Charles one day, and this guy was carrying 2 short boxes in, and one of them was just plain white ones, but then the ones with the decoration. One was a Joker short box, and she knows I love the Joker and she loves Harley, so she's like, "Hey, look at that." I'm like, "Oh yeah, cool. It looks like we got here just a little bit too late." She goes, "Well, stop him, see what he's got." I said, "Okay." So I ran over this. Hey, what are you trying to get rid of? He put his box down. He let me look. He had a lot of fire in there. Like, yeah, it's like Spider-Man #7, the first Romita work on Spider-Man and Daredevil issue 16 or something. He had all kinds of stuff. He had the first appearance of Giant Man in there.
So was he trying to sell it and
yeah,
rejected it, or
no? He was walking in. He hadn't made it in there yet. They always give you about they might give you 20% at best of what its value is, and then they'll sell it for more than what it's valued at online. But I bought both short boxes off of him for $120.
Nice.
And that's what he asked. I said, "What are you trying to get for this?" He goes, "I'm trying to get $120." I said,
"Here, take it."
Yeah. Hey, Borders.
I'll be right back, man. Okay.
All right, man.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, if you guys haven't already, be sure to go back in my videos and check out the 300 subscriber giveaway. I've got some really cool books I'll be giving away. We got the first cameo appearance of the Vigilante. We have the first full appearance of the Vigilante in it. I want to be giving away one of the new DC Future State Wonder Woman issue #1s, as well as the DC Future State preview book, because a lot of people online and on eBay try to sell that off as the first appearance, so it covers both bases. And I have a copy of what? All right, we'll go to bed. And I've got a copy of Transformers 84 issue #1, the John Jang exclusive variant that I'm going to be giving away as well, and a really cool Marvel pack of pins. And when I go live on Wednesday to give it all away, I'm going to make sure that I have a few little extra things for anybody who can hang out live for it. So if you're there, you'll have an awesome chance to win some other cool stuff. And yeah, try to be there. Looks like he's got a Peach Momoko mystery box from Big Time Collectibles due tomorrow. Dude, I'm not a Peach fan at all. Like, I'm probably the polar opposite of a Peach Momoko comic art fan. I do like her original art style stuff, but I have seen those mystery boxes. I have seen them, people who have gotten them in and opened them up. And Nelson over at Big Time Collectibles knows what he's doing. That guy runs an awesome shop, and those boxes are packed with heat. It's not just a couple throwaway covers. I'm talking like those sketch, like limited variants. I've seen people open them with numerous ones of those in there. Those are some awesome, awesome boxes. If you're even the slightest Peach fan, those boxes are a must, and everyone should go check out Big Time Collectibles. They got that heat.
We're talking about Peach right now?
Yeah, no, I was talking about the Big Time Collectible mystery boxes. The Big Time Collectibles, they've done a holiday mystery box and they've done a Peach Momoko mystery box now. And dude, these mystery boxes are the most jam-packed, value-wise mystery boxes I've ever seen sold from a shop, ever. They're awesome. I wanted to buy their Christmas one. It was like $100, and they had that Mika Suyon Thor in it, where the Silver Surfer's like right up in your face, flying at you, and you see Thor's reflection on his face. But they also all included the black and white version of it. And I don't know if you've seen her work in black and white, but it is beautiful.
Yeah, I think you're right. Cutting out for a little bit.
Uh-oh.
1 second.
Let's see. I can't wait to have you on an episode of Rock Comics. Yeah, that'll definitely be fun.
Okay. I think it's it now.
You be good?
Yeah, we're good. I think it was just not matching. It was like delayed.
Okay. Yeah, StreamYard be like that. StreamYard be like that sometimes. Those guys do some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, but you're missing. That was,
dude, it was
nice.
It was awesome. Yeah, I've actually still got it right here. Here's how I was talking about how he doesn't include a bunch of modern variants, and that's why I jumped on it. The first book I pulled was a modern book. But I looked it up afterwards, and this book does not sell for cheap. That Strange
You
Academy
said it
#1.
wasn't the Walmart one, right? In
No,
27?
The Walmart one, I believe, is the only difference is blue. I don't know if this
Okay.
was also a Walmart one, and they've done a separate one that's blue, but I've seen where this one is sold for $100 on a couple of occasions on eBay. It was wow,
Nice.
but I love that
Yeah, that's sick.
first appearance of Tim Drake as Robin. Iron Man 232. Now that awesome Silver Centurion armor on. Thor 431, and this was the newest book in the bunch outside of the that random Strange Adventure or Strange Academy, but still a cool book there. But here's the good stuff for me was that Defenders and that Incredible Hulk 302. And I haven't gone back to look and see if I have this one yet. I might have a lot of Hulk, but I know that I did not have that Defenders issue. And then that Detective Comics issue 460 was awesome as well.
That was
So
nice.
yeah, it was all great books, like every one of them.
Yeah, $40,
Like,
right? Yeah, it was $40. I bought me one.
yeah, for $40, like you couldn't even get that Strange Academy book online.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully mine comes in sometime next week, and so I'll open that, make a video on that one.
And see, he got the Miko Thor sketch cover. There's a book that DC puts out under their black label called Joker Harley Criminal Sanity. It's like this murder mystery whodunit thing, but Miko Suyon does 50% of the interior art in it, and it's all black and white, and it's beautiful, dude. Her sketch covers are gorgeous. Definitely. Some Walmart versions are the second printings. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure on that, on which one that one is. Dude, that's a score. I think there's also with those Tim Drake, there's so much going on with that first appearance of Tim Drake. First off, any of them that doesn't have the extra trade dressing at the top is not the valuable one. I
Okay.
think anyone that had, like, there's something different about it down there. And then there's like a 000 thing to some of them as well. Like when you look on the inside, the inside front cover of all comic books give you the credits and tell you the book, the volume, the issue. And yeah, see this one, it's got the little 000. It's not, you ain't gonna be able to see it, it's tiny, but it's Batman 000. That was another thing to watch for. And I have a few of these, and all of them have that 000 in them so far. And I just noticed something. The address for DC Comics Incorporated is 666 Fifth Avenue, New York.
Oh, Fifth Avenue. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, woof. All right, close on that one.
Yeah, see, this just popped up. There's a delay in the chat on my end. It's probably about 15 to 20-second delay from the time someone hits it on YouTube versus my end. But yeah, this has the 000. My other one has the 000. But yeah, a lot of them have that. I don't know how many, I haven't seen the numbers for how many have it versus how many don't. From what I've seen, no Walmart variants have not. They're normally like little flash fire value stuff from what I've seen. Now there could be exceptions to that. I'm not sure. I've seen a lot of them kind of balance off around $15 to $20 for a while. I guess it would really just depend on the book, but a lot of these Walmart variants come out and just that secondary market goes crazy. There's a huge aspect of the comic community that is just secondary market, and they pretty much just sell books to each other back and forth. You don't have like avid LCS readers. You don't have avid readers going out gathering up these Walmart variants. It's just these secondary market guys that are running wild on Instagram and Facebook stuff, just selling them to each other back and forth. It's like a swap meet. But I haven't seen a lot of them maintain their value for a long time by any means. There are some cool covers.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as you just buy what you like to read, you can never go wrong though.
Yep. Like, do you think I know it's like some people like look down, right? Not like down, but they just like scoff at people who sell comic books like that in the secondary market. I mean, I think it's a healthy like relationship with like readers in general, but I don't know. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with it at all because if they didn't do it, Walmart would quit carrying Walmart comic books, and I like the fact that they do because it's fun to go in there and look at them.
Yep.
And that Walmart Venom 25 is holding it about around $25, and that one hadn't been out long with Walmart, and I think that's that all black cover with Venom. And Steve even caught one that was like a second Walmart version of it where the letters around Venom were purple or something. And he passed that information off to Key Collector, and they put it up. But yeah, they depending on the book, Venom's really hot right now, really, really hot right now. And this time next year, I wonder who will be hot because this whole King in Black thing will have run its course. Those books are still going to maintain some of their value, but when there's not an active story going on with it, where they're still pumping out content, like content to look forward to, even from like the investing side of comics, it's that whole thing is going to move over to something else. That whole trend where we have what book are we looking forward to come out next week with the book that I need to hold on to, get multiple copies of this, that. It's going to be a different character altogether. So all those people that ride that train, all those people that want to gather that many issues and stuff, they're not even going to be looking at Venom, and those issues are they're going to drop like a ton of bricks. They're not going to go flat by any means, but they're going to become easily obtainable. You have a lot of people wanting to sell them and stuff, and that's just the nature of comics. It comes in ebbs and flows,
Yeah, I think like it's like sticking with the Venom run. I think like obviously the first Knoll, Venom 3, 4, those different printings, 7 and 8, Dylan Brock, like those will probably maintain their values. I think 25 too, because like that's like a milestone in general for most runs. So like you were saying, yeah, they will drop off. There'll be like a handful of ones that definitely just won't.
I think the big deciding factor is who picks up Venom after Donny Cates, because Donny Cates has his own vision and direction, but as soon as you get the next writer on there, they're going to be taking it in their own direction. So are they going to value Dylan Brock as much as Donny is right now? I mean, we don't know how much he's going to value him right now. We don't know where this is leading. But is it going to be something that lasts? Is that just going to be a throwaway character? Because think of how many actual characters have popped up over the years, and the vast majority of characters' first appearance is not valuable. There's thousands and thousands of comic characters out there, B listers, C listers, D listers. Where are these characters going to fall in the grand scheme of things? Think how many villains are out there.
Yep.
And see, here's another good point over at DC. Who knows what Tynan's doing? He's got Clown Hunter, Ghostmaker, Punchline all rolled out, like right back to back. First off, I don't think Ghostmaker is going to hold up for nothing. That's just the lamest villain ever. It's just he's just shoehorned into Batman's history.
He looks cool though.
He's wearing
that's
MC
the thing,
Hammer
man. He looks
pants.
too cool to be like that lame.
Yeah, he's wearing. So that let me know right off the bat. What got me, and I thought it was cool, his introduction. Clown Hunter's awesome.
Like I like the way he looks, the design is pretty sick. I like the concept of him. Like sounds pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely. And with Ghostmaker, what got me was after they did that
Clown Hunter.
Yeah. What got me with Ghostmaker was how he had the little cameo introduction in Tech 1027 or something. And then they roll out a story and he seems like this big threat. But the dialogue Batman was spitting before he ran into him was, "Oh yeah, I beat him up every time we ran into each other. He's mad because he can't ever beat me in a fight." They took away all of the threat.
Beta.
Is that a Jesse Lee Peterson reference?
I don't know, maybe. Dude, that guy is do you see what he got on Twitter, what he did on Twitter like a month ago?
No, what do you do?
He liked his persona, right? He's like all about, and so he ended up liking a very anti against the grain of his own like spill.
Have you ever watched
like some good? No, go ahead.
Have you ever watched any of his interviews?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
that's his thing.
It's hilarious, man. This is entertaining. That's all it is. It's entertaining. Like one of the most I enjoy politics. Kyle Kalinske, do you know who he is?
Oh yeah.
Secular Talk. Okay, yeah. Like he's like one of my guys I follow a lot. And he did an interview with him. and I was like, man, this dude is just a character up through Wuha. He playing that part, or Pearson is, and so yeah, it's a fun time watching this stuff, man, for sure.
I like watching people's reaction, people who don't know him, and they come on his show thinking they're about to have an interview, and then he gets them going through his talking points and stuff, and they're like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
What?" Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah, he's playing a part to a degree for sure. There's definitely a persona he's keeping up with.
Do what you gotta do, man. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the MC Hammer pants. Yeah, this whole Bat Family thing, that's garbage. He just ran off into the sunset at the end of Batman 105 in the middle of a fight. Batman says, he said, I don't want to fight anymore, and they just run off into the sunset. That's not going to last at all.
Holding hands.
Yeah.
But I do like his, like, I don't know, his design looks pretty, like, it does like fan art in a way, but he does look cool to me. But that's about it. Like, he does look sleek and, like, yeah. But him being a little punk beta just goes out the window.
I'm just waiting for them to explain the helmet tech. I think that's interesting because where the slits are. I mean, it's a comic book, for all we know, it's just a one-way view. You can't see back in it, but I do think his helmet looks cool.
Yeah, like his hood too. Yeah, looks yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, well, there's a lot.
So you think those characters? You think have like staying power? Tiny's characters? Like
I think Punchline does. I think Punchline definitely does, and I hope to God Clown Hunter does. Out of all three of them, Clown Hunter, in my opinion, is the coolest one because you have, from what I see, I can see so many similarities with what Batman was trying to do with him in those 5 issues and with Jason Todd, like how he wasn't able to redeem Jason Todd. He wasn't able to redeem him after he came back as Red Hood. But you have a second chance with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't necessarily want him redeemed, but I think that just gives it an extra layer of depth that you don't have with Ghostmaker. He's just another pupil, He's just a pupil that Batman. There's nothing to him. He's stupid. You're gonna have this big face off with Barbara Gordon on a computer, and she'll out tech him, and then that aspect's gone. The fighting aspect, he's already been deflated. So all you have is this tech aspect. He's Azrael with a computer.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that they keep Clown Hunter around. I hope they update his outfit, keep the same style. Like, I don't want him in like a greaser outfit with a skateboard helmet on anymore. I want him to have an actual outfit, but in the same style, like of hunting clowns, whatever that would be. I think the Mohawk is a must. We need some form of it.
So what's his backstory?
What? You didn't read the Batman Annual 5?
No, I watched the videos on it. Like, my comic guy the LCS was telling me about him too, because I was asking, like, so like he looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. So like, tell me what you know about him. And so
about Clown Hunter. Yeah, he's awesome. So his parents owned a little Vietnamese store, a restaurant, and he was just a typical kid playing video games, not wanting to help around, and he goes downstairs and to help them with the restaurant, but they still have no customers, and he's complaining like, "What do you need my help for? We have no one in here," kind of thing. And next thing you know, Harley and Joker and their goons come in right after a bank heist. So like they're just sitting there. She's been talking about how good this egg drop soup is or whatever, and just had to have Mr. J try it. It just happened to be their restaurant. So they come in and basically they serve them, like nervously serve them food, and Joker goes to pay. Harley leaves, Harley walks out first. Joker stays behind and he goes to pay and like, no charge. It's on us. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a good day. Like, oh, well, thank you. Let me give you something in return. And he gasses them and they go out horribly right in front of Bao. You know what I'm saying? Like eyes dilated, bug-eyed, face is wrenching into a smile painfully, just right at his feet, die. And Joker just walks out, gives the kid a smart aleck tip. Here's a tip, stay in school kind of thing, and leaves Bao there with his dead parents in front of him. So he's grieving. Batman comes to him and, tells him to hang in there, that things will get better, this or that, leaves him a battering ring, as a reminder, and that's the battering ring that he has on his bat that he nailed into his bat that he kills clowns with. Batman gave it to him, which I think that's pretty cool, because Batman on this big no kill policy, and he gave Bao the weapon that he's putting into people's heads. I think that's really awesome. So the Joker War kicks off, and he's watching it. He's waiting. Where's Batman? Where's Batman? Why isn't anyone stopping this? All these events are happening. All these people are dying. Why isn't Batman stopping this? And there's the Joker War kicks off, and people are right down in front of this building getting attacked, and he just snaps. He just snaps. He just grabs what's on the floor right there, throws something on, grabs the bat, nails it in there, and goes out there and just starts killing people. And he hasn't stopped yet.
Okay.
He's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds
And the book was cool because it takes place, like, the way they tell his backstory is like there's this lady who works in like Crime Alley, and she has like a home for boys in there, like a shelter kind of place. And Batman had given Val the card and said, if you ever need help, call her, And she makes it home to her office. She hears a window break, and she goes and looks in the room, and Bal's in there with a bloody hand where he broke a window to come in instead of the front door because he wants help, but he doesn't want to ask for help, kind of thing, So he can't force himself to walk in the front door, but he can allow himself to break a window and come in there rebelliously. And he's talking to her about everything that's going on, and she stitches up his hand and stuff, and that's where you get the backstory embedded in his conversation with her. And when he leaves, Batman just steps out of the shadows where he's been in the room the whole time, and he's like, "Do you think you'll be able to help him?" She's like, "I don't know. I haven't been able to help you yet." Like it was just really good. And the artwork was phenomenal. The artwork was this kind of edgy, rough, but beautiful color palette. Like it reminded me of Eastman or Daniel Warren Johnson slightly. It was really cool, man. Yes, I love Clown Hunter as well. He's such a cool character. Bao Fong! There was this, when they first said his name on an episode of Thursday Night, Powered Up Thursday Night Review on Steve's channel, they talk, Panda was mentioning how that's how they said his name, and it was such a loud language. That's just an ongoing thing. Yeah, Batman Annual 5 was so good, and I really recommend picking you up a copy. If you enjoy the Clown Hunter at all, this is essential for the collection. If you like the Clown Hunter or you follow the Clown Hunter, it's a must-have. It was his issue. It wasn't Batman's issue at all.
Okay. All right.
But it was great stuff.
Yeah, his character always stood out to me. Like when it was introduced, and like I said, I don't read DC stuff, so I always just try to nitpick and stuff like that because I don't know. I mean, I like buying DC books, but it's hard to pull a trigger on because like I know I'm gonna read them. I know I'm not gonna just get to them kind of thing. Like I know what I like what I
what'll happen if you start reading them? You'll start liking them. See, for me, like I've grown up around all these characters my whole life, and for whatever reason, like there's times in my life, like when I was 17 years old, I worked at my LCS. You know what I mean? Like there's been times in my life when I was more heavily reading Marvel, and there's been times when I'm more heavily reading DC. And just for the past few years, it's just slowly leaning more and more into DC. I just enjoy their characters better. It's not that their writing is always better or the story arc is always better. It's just the actual characters. Overall, as a whole, I'm more concerned of what's going on in their weekly update with their stuff. I don't know why, but it'll change, and like it always does, it goes back and forth.
No, that's true. Got to ride the wave.
Yeah, but I definitely don't.
I'll be here like 2 years reading all indie stuff, man.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen. I watched that interview with DJ Lynx on Small Town Collectibles, and he said something that really got me. And this has been a few weeks now. It's still stuck with me. When I think his name's Jimmy, but he said something about how he doesn't really read too many Marvel books anymore because he's kind of aged out of them. But that's okay because they're not going to write any publisher is not going to write books for me my whole life. I'm growing, I'm changing. Like my life experiences are different, so they're going to affect me differently than they affect other people. They're trying to gear toward the newer readers, the people that are going to come in and buy and keep buying books for a long time. So there's going to be times when the books just don't speak to me, but that's okay because every book isn't meant to speak to me all the time. And I absolutely heard that and it just sank in, and I accepted it. I'm absolutely cool with it. I read what I want and I don't when I don't.
Yep. No, it's true though, man. Like as we age out, not age out of comics, but just age up in
Certain
general,
stories.
your interest
Yeah.
change. Yeah.
And I've really gotten more into a lot of indie stuff this year than I had been in the past, and I've been just pleasantly happy with everything. I haven't dropped a single indie title that I've picked up yet. I think Seven Secrets will be the first one I do, just because I want to slim down the pool list. And after the first story arc, I think I'll drop it. But I'm completely invested in this first story arc. It's been really cool. Tom Taylor, the guy who writes DCeased, who did the Earth 2 stuff when the New 52 was going on, such a fun writer to read. Yeah, that Clown Hunter.
I couldn't grab any of the. Oh, what Panda said.
Yeah.
I couldn't grab any of the We Live stuff at my LCS. They I went back and they were gone when you and Ryan were talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Dude, from here on out, luckily we only find them when they're dead, and We Live drop on the same week. From here on out, me and him are going to be deep diving those books every Saturday. And I know a lot of people don't pick them up. I don't care if it costs me views or clicks. That I want to discuss those books. They are so good. The Miranda brothers are onto something with We Live. It is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Seven Secrets started really slow. Issue 3 had a fantastic moment, especially if you're a father. It just really pulls your heartstrings. And then issue 4, you see something about to pop off. Issue 5, it absolutely pops off. And issue 6 is about to come out, and hopefully it's the last issue of this story arc. But yeah, they do a lot of world building. It takes them a long time to do the world building in that book. I'm not sure what Shadow Service is. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, when Ryan said he's like a dark Pixar movie, I was in. So,
and I think there are only 3 issues in, and I got to tell you, every issue is just hit, dude. The first issue hit, and you're thinking, okay, I think I got an idea of what this book is, and the second issue hits, and you have no idea. And on Walking Dead, they'll just kill off a character, and you're like, I didn't expect him to die, dude. They do that in issue 2. You think, okay, this is obviously a safe character that's going to be around. Nope. His head just disappeared, and it's awesome, dude. It's really cool. We're doing every Saturday that follows the release of We Live, or We Only Find Them When They're Dead. So one Saturday out of the month, those books release the same week. So me and Ryan from New Guy will be dissecting those books the week that they come out, amongst other things, obviously. But like how we talked on Crossover and Firepower, because we both read those, me and Ryan are most definitely going to break down We Live and We Only Find Them When They're Dead. Yes, that book is amazing. Simone DeMeo doing the art on it. It's the same person who's doing the art on the Future State Harley Quinn. And if you're wondering how that kind of art style can work with Harley Quinn, being because it's really tailored for space stuff. Like they did the Beyond the Grid storyline that directly followed Shattered Grid of Power Rangers, and they also do We Only Find Them When They're Dead, both in space, and it works perfect. But if you go back to that What is Future State video that I posted yesterday, New Guy Ryan breaks down the Harley Quinn book and how that Simon DeMeo artwork really plays in well to that story. Yeah, that's what I was saying, how it really is a slow build. It just, for some reason, he just spent a lot of time building up the world and everything, and the character development. A lot of stuff, you kind of get a lot of backstory development. They'll kind of push the plot forward. They did not do that with Seven Secrets. They're just going to pause the plot, build some character development, then take off on the plot really toward the end of issue 4.
Okay.
I was lucky to pull a Glow lenticular cover. I don't think I've even seen that one.
In the mystery box?
I'm a sucker for gimmicky covers, though. I love foil covers. The lenticulars are awesome as well. I bought Finn a few lenticulars. He'd see those and he'd move them, and it was game over. I'm like, yes, yeah, that's yours now. But we're about at the hour mark here, man. I'm going to start bowing out. I'd start start back the work grind again. It was nice. I had 3 days off finally, following the little like 2.5, 3 week holiday run. But what do you got coming up on your channel?
Honestly, this week I'm not sure yet. Honestly, because I've just been chilling. This past week, I might get some more mail calls in. So be on looking for that one or those ones. I haven't been doing my top picks for New Comic Day, so I might start that up again. And yeah, that's about it.
You
I have a new
expect
design
another
for this. Let me show it
Funko
up
Pop review?
right here. Yeah. That's for sure. I do know one. I have like a ton, man. Like almost 300 of those things.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's some
So
content
I
for a
stopped buying
while.
them though.
I did too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I got some Hulk
I had
ones,
to
some
stop buying
Superman
those
ones,
things.
and some Tommy
But
Oliver ones, and I stopped.
yeah, it's fun though. Like they're cool, but I just had to stop. Especially after my son, I'm like, okay, or just keep buying my comic books and just keep it that way, and that's it.
I'm trying to talk myself out of buying the Gambit one that came out not long ago because I've got an awesome Gambit classic carded action figure. I've got the 2 slabs coming back, and I like to kind of mix up the display because I've got action figures, some smaller statues and stuff, and it's fun to mix it up with the slabs, you know. But I'm probably gonna end up breaking down and buying it. The stupid Gambit Pop.
Yeah, there's a couple I want. I want some of the Yu-Gi-Oh ones. Like I told you on one of the comments, I've been wanting, and I think there's more of like the Disney ones. I think my wife wants as well, so I didn't get those one for her. But other than that, man, nothing really planned out for the rest of the week. What, man?
That's a lot of pops.
Yeah,
Dude, I was impressed with the way they ended Death Metal. Absolutely, they didn't flop off the end and bail on us. They completely committed to this massive style ending and this massive change. So I was definitely happy with it. But I've got some unboxing stuff coming up. And I had an idea of what I had coming up, but I'm just absolutely gapping it. But yeah, I had a lot of content come out over the
right.
weekend because I had some time off. But I know that Tuesday I'm going to do my live little DC haul that I do kind of in the middle of the day because I'm off on Tuesdays. So I'll end up doing that. And I got the 300 subscriber giveaway that I'll do live on Wednesday night. So if you haven't already entered that 300 subscriber giveaway, go back to the 300 subscriber giveaway video on my channel. And it has the directions on how to enter as well as what I'm giving away. So you don't want to miss out on that. There will be bonus prizes that I'll be giving out if you're a present for the live stream. And then obviously next Saturday night at Weeks End is episode 16. So I'll be doing this again, talking about this past week in comics once we have another past week of comics. So yeah, just hit that notification bell and you won't miss anything. That's pretty much all I got, man. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out. It's definitely
Thanks
a
for
good
asking me.
time. Let me see
Appreciate
that
it.
new stand you had real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me show you real quick. So, I've been working on a new hold slats better. It's a better overall design. It lays flat like this. Made some different parts to go with it to hold bras like that. So if you see here, so you guys can see that.
Wow, that was smooth.
Yeah, and then if you put there's a little back for it too, but for the slab, it doesn't really matter. It sits pretty well. And if you want to do a raw book, the print part for it. And let's put this bad boy in there. It's a nice little slot in there to let it sit in there, and then boom.
Dude,
So,
it doesn't cover up any
still
of the
working on
cover
this.
either.
Yeah, I try to keep it, as open as possible. Like the ones like you have, I try to do the same thing. I make it the logo as big, to take away from the book. And so I'm not sure like how I want to put the logo on. I want to print like the YouTube one, like how I would do that, Probably just print a hole on the top right here and just have it just like be able to be glued on, like have like a hole right here printed out. So it just sit in there, like with the book, the logo. So Still working
Yeah.
on that, but I'm really happy with the design. Like I like.
I'm
I
immensely
always like.
happy with
I always try
these.
to make stuff better. You know.
Yeah, and I like these too because I got it because I like
Yeah.
the logo part of it. That's sick Robin King cover. Got to show it
Thanks,
off.
man.
But yeah, I definitely enjoy them.
Yeah.
So are you still tinkering with those, or do you have those for sale yet?
Yeah. Well, actually, Guzman, Robert Guzman, hit me up. He's been trying me up on email, and like I don't look at my email at all, but he didn't want to grab some. So I'm probably gonna like send these up to him since he wants to grab some. I'll just probably just tell him the regular price because I'm not sure what to price these ones honestly. Like I'm gonna.
Is it how much
I don't like.
more material does it take to make them? They look a lot thicker.
Yeah, this one like total for the base because I print the base by itself and I print the stand or the back and like the other part separate. I don't really went, but I think like 11 hours total for both or all of them. So
Jeez.
it's not too bad, but it is. I think it's nicer though, so I'm okay with it. And so we'll see.
Yeah.
But
Does it need that
some
little
like
extra
some of them.
extension on the back of it? The square base doesn't do it by itself. Does it need that extra back to it?
I mean, no, not really, but I like it to keep it the same as like my old stuff too. Like my old ones, like the triangle thing.
Yeah.
And so like I just try to keep that throughout each iteration. I upgrade it, design it, and so and plus like keep it looking different because like I met a couple people on Instagram who 3D print stands as well, but he like does something similar with the base, and so like I just like do my own thing to it. Don't like to copy it too much. Like we all have similar thoughts, but don't try to like be 100% that way. But
Yeah. I know
I
your
like the little
logo
stand
got
at
the
the
little
bottom right there.
triangles on it. Your logo on your channel and
Yeah,
everything pretty much confirms you're in the Illuminati.
So hey, don't talk bad on me.
Yeah.
I know some people's.
All right, man. Well, I'm definitely about to take it to bed, man. I appreciate you hanging out, and I'm probably going to hit you up about some of those stands myself.
Oh yeah, man. I have I have a plan because you always just supported me. You always gave me a shout out. So I got you, man.
Appreciate it. But thank you everybody for hanging out in the chats tonight. I appreciate it, and definitely be on the lookout for those videos. And as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.